Hey everybody, rolling. This is the latest podcast we've ever done so far.
Yeah, it's like 9:57.
We just had an amazing meal of half-pound barbecue buffalo burgers that we made.
Yeah.
And ate in our V-necks together.
I was going to talk about bison burgers.
Mm-hmm.
But you brought up the fact that we're wearing matching t-shirts.
I'm sorry.
These burgers, though, I mean, it was sort of like the spur of the moment, like, hey, I'm going to bring over some buffalo burger. Yeah, we defrosted it.
Mm-hmm. Thawed.
Big old block of 1/2 pound or pound of meat. I love meat.
I have been on more successful dates with a young lady. Again, not gay.
Not me. I'm not a lady.
We've been having fun. We went to the Rockies game Saturday night, which was a good time. A little chilly, but hey, baseball's good. You kind of cozy up a little bit. I'm going to cozy away from you because...
Yeah, imagine she's over there, because if he cozies near me, I'll
cozied up a little bit, watching a ball game, having a good time. We're going to go to the museum on Monday, the art museum, see art. Art's romantic, I guess.
What happens if you see a naked bronze statue with the dudes just like hanging out?
Grow up, Tim.
A friend of mine.
What happens if you grow up? What happens then, Tim? Yeah, maybe we have a decent show for once.
You have to think about what would happen if you saw a naked bronze statue. I mean, are you going to, like, ignore
We're going
it?
to a rock and roll poster exhibit. Come on, Tim.
All right.
Anyways, been good, been fun going out with this girl, having a good time.
Yeah. I think one thing, too, that's really nice about, we talked about this before, having a girl that's extremely encouraging. When you have a woman in your life and she's encouraging to you, I mean, that makes you just...
It makes you feel like a superhero.
Yeah. I was wearing a hoodie before I came over here, and then I got warm, and so I took the hoodie off, so that's why I'm wearing a V-neck. Wasn't planned. It's my. I didn't borrow one from him. I definitely. This is my V-neck.
Anyways, we were having a good conversation about this after the buffalo burgers. Which, man, that thing is sitting in my stomach like a pound of concrete. I feel like I have a buffalo in my stomach, or a herd, a bison.
A herd of buffalo isn't running around, just churning up.
There's a little Americans throwing spears at them.
Racist. Someone's driving the transcontinental railway through your stomach right now.
Exactly.
Shooting buffalo from the train.
Near extinct buffalo are being eradicated in my tummy right now by cowboys.
And Indians.
Along with
Native Americans. I'm sorry, not Indians.
Original tribal peoples of North America.
There you go.
Well, let me bring this around to where we're at, because we were talking obviously in the context of. Can you see how big my hands look when I? We need to do a 3D episode. Well, we were kind of talking about. What it's like to have a girl who's encouraging and kind of thinks you're cool. Not that you should be dependent on that, for satisfaction. But it still is nice. And the biggest thing for me, and this is where this kind of all stemmed from, was having been in relationships in the past where you kind of feel like what you could be matters more than what you are. There's not really a satisfaction just with, I'm Sean, I work for Apple, I play guitar, I lead worship at my church. That's all pretty cool. Yeah. I want to go out with a girl who thinks that's pretty cool. Being with somebody who, doesn't see that, kind of wishes, I'd get a real job or have all this other stuff. It's just not, it's hard to live like that.
Yeah. Basically, we talked about this a long time ago. It's just like, not thinking about where to go next, where things should be in 10 years or 5 years or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But where are you now, and are you happy with where you are now?
Yeah.
Be content where you are. Be 100% in this moment, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So enjoy the time you're spending with friends, with your family, with that special someone in your life. Enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it today, and you're thinking about, what's going to happen tomorrow, I mean, that's just, there's no way you can't control that.
Yeah. God is very big about faithfulness. You need to be faithful where He puts you. Where I am now, I'm in the job that I feel like God wants me to be in. I'm doing things in my church that He's told me and called me to do. I'm happy with that. Because I want to be faithful with the things that God's laid before me right now.
To the faithfulness of the Lord.
To the faithfulness of the Lord. So, we always like to talk about music a little bit. M83. Again, guys have been around for a long time. They've been good at what they do forever. I'm not going to pretend to be like, you've got to listen to this new band, M83, because they're pros, they've been doing it for a while, and they've been good for a while. Saturdays equals Youth, or Saturday's Youth, whatever you want to call it, by M83. It's their most recent. It's just great music. It's ambient, it's shoegazy, it's got a little bit of spatial stuff to it, but it's still very kind of constructed well, put together well. Saw them open up for the Killers, actually, when the Killers were at Magnus a few months ago. Fantastic show. They put on an incredible performance live. They sounded unbelievable. It was like the music you could just reach out and grab. It was so present. But I would recommend the album if you haven't picked it up yet, or if you've been on the fence about it, or if you've never even heard of M83. Great record.
The Decemberists new record is also good too.
Yeah, I haven't listened through it yet. How is it?
It's I've listened to the whole thing. It's kind of like a rock opera, kind of. It's an experimental kind of thing. Kind of builds, each song builds on each other too.
Got it.
But it's very interesting, interesting sound. Definitely a little bit different than December's kind of normal sound, I think. But I really don't have anything to say about music this week.
As our show continues to develop and evolve, and people are still enjoying us, I mean, we hit like 35 views this week. That's not bad, right? Right. We're getting some feedback. One guy said that it was okay. And I'm going to run with that.
Yeah, a couple people want to be guests on our show. And look, just because Mark was on our show last week doesn't mean we want your crap on our show, okay?
Yeah, and he, you know what, he earned that by having a good blog, playing in a good band at one point in his life, and being a cool guy. So your suggestions, we don't like them. And maybe you noticed, Tim and Sean show, okay? So guest appearance, earn those stripes, buddy.
Yeah, not saying we don't want guest appearances. I think that,
we relish them, but you need to earn that.
Yeah.
In efforts to expand our web presence in this big old internet, of which we're also fond, didn't end with a preposition on that sentence. We've set up a WordPress site. We'll have a little blog to kind of accompany this. We'll be posting the videos, of course, and maybe some ideas that don't make it or don't get expounded on fully enough in the episode we'll be posting up there. Tim and Sean. .wordpress.com. Be looking for that to kind of develop and grow as the show does. All joking aside, we do encourage your feedback and your suggestions. timandseanshow@gmail.com.
We need your help.
Send it to us. We want to make the show better. We want to. We just want to get better in 09.
Yeah, I think I'd love to have some of the viewers come on the show, do a little guest. You know, you could be like right here. You could be right here.
Briefly.
Yeah.
Briefly.
And not the whole show.
Yeah.
It's still the Tim and Sean show.
Yeah.
But you can walk in, have a couple words.
So, this is what we call the recap. We've never done one of these before in the history of our show. By the Decemberists, Hazards of Love, and M83, Saturdays Equals Youth. Good tunes, enjoy it.
Be content with your life now.
It's good now.
Don't think about,
relish it. Live in the moment. You're where God wants you to be. timandseanshow@gmail.com. timandsean.wordpress. Peace out.
The same struggle sign.